Okay, I've had a lot of questions about how to winterize your vehicle. We have a cold snap coming this week, and some people that live in the South will experience below freezing temperatures. So that's what this is about. If you live in the South and you do not want to go through the process of winterizing your vehicle, here's how I've done it in the past, especially if it's only gonna be cold for a couple of days. This is almost like a no-brainer to me. First, I wanna look at the Firefly. As you know, the problem with freezing temperatures is the water expands, and expanding water breaks pipes. So we want to make sure we don't have a lot of water in our tanks, so that if it does freeze and it does expand, it expands into the tank, not breaks the tank or the pipes, etc. In particular, I am not having this problem, but I would drain my fresh tank to maybe 30%. Of course, keep my gray and black tanks empty. Dump those before the winter starts. The last other thing I would do is I would turn on the water pump and run the faucets. The reason is because you want to get, and then during your running, and turn this off, your water pump off, and that means any water left in the pipes will be pushed out into your sink. Now, not all of it, I agree it's not all, but some. Again, there may be some water left in your lines, but if it does freeze and it does have to expand, it won't expand and break the pipes. So this is how I do it. Anyway, so that's the first two steps. Next thing I want to show you this thing called water tank heaters. So here it is. If I press tank heaters, those are heaters that are basically blankets on the gray, black, and freshwater tanks. Now, they're not going to keep them to 60 degrees. The key is just to keep everything at 33 degrees in winter if you're not using your RV so it doesn't freeze. So in my opinion, right now, I'm pretending that it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm about to go to sleep in my house, and I want to make sure this vehicle stays, warm, 33 degrees. So I would turn on these tank heaters. Next thing I would do is I'd go here. Even if you don't have these really cool roll-off shades, get something. These are pretty thick, but my point is you want something along here. Even if this is a sheet, the idea is to to make the area as small as possible, that you're trying to keep to 33 degrees. So these are great. They're very thick and well insulated. Or put a big blanket up there or a sheet, anything to try to keep some kind of insulation onto our side of the RV. Okay, so after I'm done that, a couple landmarks I want to tell you about. So underneath you got 3 tanks. Wherever your sink is, below the sink is your gray tank. Of course, below the bathroom, below the toilet is your black tank, and then right in front of your black tank is your fresh tank. The reason is because you're trying to have balance. So the black tank is the smallest, followed by the fresh tank, and the gray tank is the heaviest. So that's why they're typically on each sides of the vehicle, and typically your gray tank is underneath the sink. I only tell you that so you understand the landscape. The reason that's important is because as you think through how you want to keep this vehicle at 33 degrees, you want to know where that piping is. So in this case, if I'm about to winterize if I'm about to set up my vehicle to not freeze, the first thing I'm going to do is, of course, we talked about again, we're going to go ahead, turn the water pump on, run the faucet to get any water you can out of there. And then while it's running, turn the water pump off so there won't be any water left in those lines, or it'll be less water in the lines, rather, it won't be full. Obviously, it's best if your fresh tank is empty to get all you can out of the tanks, including hot water. So turn it to hot water and try to get any water you can out of the hot water tank as well. Anyway, now I'm going to go and just open these drawers, just like your house. Open these drawers and leave them open. The intent is to get as much hot air, warm air, as you can back here. So obviously, this is really good also, so that warm air kind of sink and get around those pipes. Next thing I do is always open the door, because I really want warm air in around my toilet. And of course, this is also where a lot of your piping is for your bathroom, for your fresh water. So now we've got everything open. What's next? The next thing to do is to turn your Autoterm heater on. A couple of things are important. The Autoterm heater is really efficient. It's a 12-volt system. So it only goes through about 1/3 of a liter of diesel in 24 hours. So no brainer. It's only for a couple of days, and it's to protect the RV. So the first thing I'm going to do is, since we know the auto trim heater is here, I typically will put this up so I have no distractions from the heater, and put something on it so that this can't fall down during the day. Now, as you know, there's the auto trim heater. My only intent is to make sure there's all complete airflow from here, hot air, coming out of the RV. So I'm going to go back here and show you what to set on the auto trim heater. So if you don't know about the auto trim heater, I've got 2 videos about it. What's important is this. So I'm going to go to the wrench, hit it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set it on power, of course. I think everyone knows that. And then set it to click on limited. Unlimited means it's going to run until you turn it off. And at night, that's, in my opinion, what I do. If I'm just using this myself, you saw before, I just keep it here and let it about 35 minutes. I can tell you, I just came out of the RV 2 nights ago. I got in, it was 47 degrees. I turned this on for 35 minutes and I was cooking. It's a very strong heater. Air comes out of that heater at about 170 degrees. So the inside of your RV is going to be warm if you turn that auto trim heater on. And I'm not sure how low it can go, but I know I've done it down to 26, 25 degrees. And in about an hour, we were cooking. We wanted to turn it off. So my point is, you're not going to do that. Just leave it run all night long. So again, my example here is at 10 p.m. You're about to go to bed. I would hit unlimited. Of course, go back to your very first thing. And then you go to push the snowflake. And you'll see the hourglass. Wait about 10 seconds. And this blue line will go to red. And then as it kicks on, that means it's going through its test cycle. It will then circle back to blue. Then you want to put your finger, and that means just the fan's running, not the heat. Then you want to put your finger on one and drag it until you see red the whole way around and take it up to 10. That means you get your maximum amount of warm air into the RV. As a last step, I have a heater. This is it. It's the Honeywell, whatever. But what I do is I turn it on low, and then I adjust this just about here so that the only reason I would turn this on is in the event something goes wrong. Nothing's going to go wrong, but I just put it like that and put it right here in the middle and then plug it in. Why? Because in the event something goes wrong with the diesel heater at night, it runs out of diesel, it throws an error code, something, and this would kick on, and that will kick on and of course warm this area here where the toilet is and the shower. But also remember, we have these open, and so hot air will also creep into here, and especially the trash can is really great, right? Easy to get back there. And that's just my secondary precaution. The main source of heat I want to use is my auto trim heater. I mean, frankly, it's only 3 or 4 nights you're going to use this. To me, it's a no-brainer because you're definitely going to heat this whole RV up quickly. And remember, right on this back wall, and on this interior back wall where your shower is all that piping goes here. And of course, your hot water heater lives down here. So this hot water, this hot air is going to be coming out of here, blowing this way, of course, warming these boxes up and continuing. The only other thing you may want to do, I don't do it, I don't need to do it, but if you're getting down to an 11 or 12 degrees where it's really going to be ultra cold, you may want to pull these up, take them out, just so that even more hot air can get down here around the hot water heater. But that's how, if I was living, I do live in the South, if I was living in the South and had this 3 days coming up, that's exactly how I would make sure that my RV does not freeze. Hope that helps everyone. And any questions, let me know. Bye.